Happy Sunday, y'all. So, um, it's just been on my heart so much. The anxieties that I have when it comes to our babies, right? Um, I don't know I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. And I was talking to my daughter, and I was just like, it's one thing that's near and dear to my heart is trying to understand young people, trying to understand like what's going on, like what with when they do all these things, like what is it that's going on inside of you, inside of your brain, inside of your heart, that makes you react the way that you react. Not it don't always have to be violent. It can just be just 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 some actions that you see with young people, and it just, baby, what's wrong? That's all I want to say is, baby, what's wrong? Baby, what's wrong? um I'm a mama bear. It's just something that God placed inside of me, that I hold a huge soft spot for my young people, right? I'm a mom of nine, and just the different phases, not really the phases, the different climates that I raised my children in, because my oldest is 33. So 33, 29, 30, 26. So when I was raising those four, the climate was way different. It was way different. Like, it was different. So as I continue to procreate, so we have 25, 22, 21, 20, and 16. The climate was different raising them. It was different. We had They experienced the same struggles, but not so much. Like, the struggles was different. So what I had to do was ask my children, because one thing about it, children can be raised in the same household and have a whole different experience, right? Their experience with me being a parent complete can be completely different as their siblings, right? So I have those talks with my children. um I said all that to say, like, now with the 16-year-old, I have like this grip on him. I have a grip on him because that age group is dangerous. These babies are dangerous, and I want to know why. I want to know why. I want to know what it is. Like, baby, what's wrong? What's wrong? So, and it's like these kids can't even go out and enjoy themselves, and this somebody want to shoot, somebody want to just start, and it's like, what's what's wrong? So here's the thing. God said, how can you be looking on the outside when you got something on the inside that needs to be addressed? That needs to be addressed. Because I have a son that's sitting in prison. He's been there almost 3 years now. When he got sentenced, he was 19. He took a plea deal, 15 to 10, 19. Um, and we don't talk about other outside of blaming the parent, because you know it's always we gonna blame the parent for your child. Like that's always a thing, right? Sometimes it's the case, sometimes it's not the case. Okay, so I had to think about it with my son. I was there, like I was present, like I reached out to he had a village. Let me put it that way. He had a village. Everybody was like, no, this and the third, no, you know. But he still went his way. So let's talk about it. Being a prison mom, that's the hardest thing ever. It's hard, and then you have to think about, if you're the type of person I am, you have to think about the what happened, the victim, because there was a victim involved to why your child is in prison, right? So it's like, what was in you that wanted to victimize another human being? Like, what was it in you, right? So I never had a conversation with him. I these last 2.5 3 years has been, I've been numb to it. I'm gonna put it that way. I've been frustrated because number one, nobody talks about like how these kids, they in there, they still young, they still not developing right, they still around in the same influences. It's worse in prison. It's worse. The influences are worse. They calling you all day. You know, they want this, they want that, they want that. They're not understanding that, hey, I still got kids to raise, I still got things that's going on this outside. And not only that, the anxiety that you have every night trying to make sure your child is safe, you know, like that's a whole nother world that I wouldn't understand. So it's just a lot with that. But long story short, I never had a conversation to understand what's wrong. What made you decide to get up that day and do what you did? What was it inside of you? So I asked him. I had a conversation and I asked him. And I was like, son, what was it that made you, even when I was reaching out and we was just telling you, you know, all the things that you just wouldn't stop? Like, what was it inside of you? Like, what was it that I wasn't doing? What was it? And he was accountable. Surprisingly, he was accountable. It had nothing to do with you. It was, he called him my son, but it's your brother. He was seeing some things that his older brother was doing, and it intrigued him. Then he associated himself with some more individuals that was really out there. Then he said, at that point, I was too far gone. I was out there. I was too far gone. Then he said, I saw you struggling. I saw you struggling, and I felt like I wanted to help, or at least be able to, or at least get out here and take care of myself so that you didn't have to worry about me. That's not your job. That's my job. You're a minor. That's my job. You never went without. Never. You never went without. So, but it wasn't easy. So, but yeah, I said all that to say, like, yeah, it's hard. It's just hard. And then you're empathetic to, like, dang, this person, you know, the victim. Even though it was nothing, nobody got hurt, you know, nothing like that. But it's still the fact that you were bold enough to go out here and point a pew pew at somebody. What was inside of you that you had no fear? You had no fear. You could have died. You could have lost your life that day. But we need to ask these kids, baby, what's wrong? We need to, and I want to take a deeper dive into this. And with the prison moms, it's real. is real.